Hi everyone, Paul here. Welcome to the channel where I make how-to videos. Time to share what I've learned, and I'm back with another AI tutorial. In this video, we're going to learn how to run large language models or LLMs locally on your Mac machine, including the latest DeepSeek R1. We'll be using a software called Ollama, a free open source command line tool which we could run locally instead of using online services like ChatGPT and Gemini. We'll learn how to install Ollama, download some LLMs, run them locally, and customize an existing model. Then learn how to call the Ollama server APIs given the HTTP endpoint using curl, and I'll also show you how to do it in Postman. Let's go. Alright, to start off, go to ollama.com. This is where we'll download the tool. Go ahead and download. You have options for Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So go ahead and download the version that's suitable to your system. So I already downloaded the Mac OS version. And when you first double click on it, it would ask you to move it to the applications folder. So go ahead and move that. It would create a copy to your applications folder. And then at the top menu here, you would see I have the Ollama showing. That means it's running in the background. And this is the welcome page. So first thing it's gonna ask you to do is install the Ollama on the command line. So go ahead and do that. Enter your admin password. And here to run your first model, we could copy this. So we're gonna use the Llama 3.2. So you can hit finish here. We don't need that anymore. And this copy in your downloads, you don't need it anymore because you already have a new copy on your applications folder. So you can safely delete that, which I'll do. And let's open up the terminal. So opening Spotlight, command spacebar, type in terminal, and then paste that command. So Ollama run Llama 3.2. When you hit enter, it's going to pull down the manifest and start downloading that model into your system. So depending on your internet speed, the download could take some time. And also the model that it would pull is based on, if I go to back to ollama.com, go under models, it's the default, the 3 billion parameter model. This is what it's downloading. There's also, if you want to specify a different version with lower parameters, this is what you could do. So the bigger the parameters, the more smart the model is, the more data it was trained on, and also the bigger processing it would take. So if I open up my activity monitor here and open up the GPU, so go here under menu and show GPU history, which I already have here. I'll show once we get Ollama running how much GPU it's using. Cool. Let's go back to the terminal. Right. Once it's done downloading, you'll enter this prompt environment or the chat environment, and you could immediately begin chatting. So you could do / question mark to get to the help section. So this is what the commands that you could use. So let's type a question to here to Ollama. What is the distance in kilometers from Earth to Mars, and can we travel there? As you can see, the response is pretty quick. So and you can see the spike in my GPU here. So the faster the response is, the stream that gets outputted, that means the better performant your system is. So I'm using a M4 Pro Mac Mini here with 20 core GPU and 48 gigs of RAM. So I have other bunch of applications open. That's why it's using 32 gigs memory here. So that is it. So it's basically running now locally in your machine. No need to go to the server to send your information. So everything is local and private. So to exit here, you can just do /buy, and I'll show you how to run or customize this model. So I have on my desktop a model file. So basically just create a new file with no extension at the end and just name it model file. Open up in my editor and make this big. And to set this up, you just need to specify the model that you're going to use. So you could download different models. That will be your baseline model, and specify a parameter. Temperature 1 means it's more creative, and then the system. This is the part where you tell what the model should do. This is how you could customize it. You could tell it's an intelligent AI assistant and all of that. So for my prompt to it, I'm saying you are Yoda from Star Wars. That's it. And we could build a new model out of this. So if I go back to the terminal, if I just do Ollama lists, it would show you the list of models that you currently have on your machine. So I have the Llama 3.2. What I could do next is go to this directory where I have the model file created, which would open up another terminal, and I can say Ollama create, give it a name. So I'm going to call it Yoda, and then -f as parameter, and then the file name, model file. When you hit that, it's gonna quickly create a new model for you. So if you go back to the main folder that we now have Yoda showing on our list. Now I could say Ollama run Yoda, and now we're in the same chat environment. So if I go back quickly and ask the same question and hit enter, it would answer back in Yoda talk. So here you go. In a deep, wise voice, young one, seek knowledge about Mars you do. So that's how you would customize and create your own model. So let me exit this, and let's try downloading that DeepSeek R1. So go back to here, and let's try DeepSeek. So here, so let's just go with the default. So I'm gonna copy this, go back to my terminal. I could close the other terminal and say Ollama run. You could also say pull, but you could say run. So what this would do is download the model and immediately put you in that chat environment. So this one takes 4.7 gigs. So I'll catch you in the end once it's downloading. So without specifying a version, I think it would just download the default. So the default here is the 7 billion parameters, and you could match that up with the gigs here from the website. So it's downloading the 7 billion parameters. All right, the download is complete, and we're successfully running DeepSeek R1. So this is the latest chain of thought model that's very popular, going viral now because it overtook OpenAI's O1 model. So let me give it a prompt, which should be interesting answer. So tell me about the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. The part here where it does the thinking, it didn't do any thinking. Let's try the same prompt that we had for traveling to Mars. You can see my GPU here starting to spike. So the difference between the normal chat is it would have a chain of thought before it gives you the answer. So this is the part in the thinking part. Thinking part here up to the end, and then it would give you the answer. Cool. Now let's try to call the HTTP server endpoint. So the best way to know what the endpoint is, the one that I found, is just to hit Command N to open up a new terminal and and type in Ollama serve. You'll get an error, but it's gonna tell us what it's trying to do. So it's trying to open up to listen to this port, to this address. So it's already binded, meaning it's already running. So if I paste that in the browser here, you would see a message Ollama is running. So this is the HTTP endpoint. Now you could call this to generate an answer. So if I paste in the command here, so the command is curl, this is the endpoint, and then you add this /API/generate, and then the request body. I specified here the model, which is DeepSeek R1, the prompt, and then the stream. So by default, the stream is true, but by setting it to false, it would just give you the answer at the very end. It won't try to stream the answer for you, similar to what it's doing on this chat environment. So you can see it's working. There's a spike in my GPU here. There you go. So it would just give you a response without streaming out the answer, and here's the response. So you get this payload back, and this is the response with all the answer to your question. Cool. So this looks very technical because it's in the terminal. What you could do is download the software like Postman. So I'll drop a link on the description below. So Postman is a tool I use to make callouts and do some integration. So right, so I already have Postman installed, and this is the setup that I did. So I created a new request, and on that new request I added the endpoint, and the action or the method action should be post, and then jump into the body and paste in the request. So if I hit send here, you would see that I get the response similar to what we have on curl, and it's more readable. If I change this value to true and hit send, so here you would see it streamed out the response, and then basically depending on how you build your UI, you put them all together. So this is how this parameter works. So either false, you get all the answer back, or true, it would stream it back to you. Cool. So that's it. Hope you learned something from this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Cheers. Bye for now.